everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to another start to finish layout. Yes, now I did not really plan this start to finish layout, but it's just something I want to do today. I just want to scrap and just let my mind be creative, and so that's what we're going to do today. And also too, I'm going to add a few things with this. Now this was one of my kits in my building page kit series, and I'll have the videos linked below. And one of my lovely subscribers had said, could you please pull this out, this actual page kit, and could you play with it? And I thought that's what I would do. So I write everything down that's in the comment section when people ask me things, and I get to them eventually. So she had asked me a few weeks ago, could I get to this? And I believe this is the one she was talking about. I hope it is, but that's what we're going to do today. And since we are in the middle of our go-to design series, I probably will do the band since that's what we've been working on last. And so I'm also, still reading and enjoying the load prompts that happened in October. And so the load prompt I'm going to focus on today, which was from the West Side Story, 1957, if you can believe that. That starts to tell our age, isn't it? And then something new or daring or unexpected. Okay, that was the prompt. Something new or daring or unexpected, or do a series of shots from the same day, event, trip, that type of thing in a linear fashion. But I am going to work on a series of photos about my lovely sister. Yes. Now, I did ask her recently. I said, hey, I have a group of snapshots. Is it okay if I put all these on a page and do a start to finish video? And of course, she was like, yes, no problem. So that's why I love her. Love her, love her, love her. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 2-page layout about my sister. Yes. Now, how does that go with the West Side Story? It doesn't. It goes with the technique prompt of a series of events. I'm going to do a series of photos, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. So what papers do I have here? And the papers I have came from building a page kit, and I'll have the videos linked below for all of that. And so I just have some papers, a beautiful weight, and these I know came from Die Cuts with a View. And of course, I have this lovely camera. And isn't it something how when you see a piece of paper, it reminds you of something? When I saw this camera paper, and I guess it was because of some of these cameras right here, do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of a photo of my sister from when we were little, and it was this photo right here. I'll see if I can pull it. And it was this one right here. See, she has an old-time vintage camera. She loved that thing, okay? I might have to ask her, how did she get that? And now the photo itself is very old. It's from the 70s, and I will cut a lot of that out, but I just want my sister, okay? And she has that exact same type of camera around her neck, and this paper reminded me of this photo, and I thought, why not do a series of photos of my sister from, just different years. It has, and I'm probably going to talk about my relationship with my lovely sister. Okay, my bestie, yes, she is absolutely someone I can confide in about anything in my life. Yes. Okay. That's the beauty of having a sister. Okay. So that is what I'm going to do today. So I have these papers. Oh yes, I got sidetracked. See? Sorry. Okay. And so these papers are all from Die Cuts with a View. I'm not sure of the exact collection, but I definitely can tell you that. So when I come back, I'll tell you what that is. Okay, and so of course it has this lovely quote. It says, be the type of person you want to meet, of course, with a typewriter. A very lovely quote. But I'm going to cover that up because I've already done a layout about using this, and so I'm going to cover that up. So I'm definitely going to do the band. And of course I have some cream colored cardstock because that is what I'm going to use for a base. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play with those papers and play with these photos. Now, how many photos do I have? Okay, I have, let me just put this here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus this thumbprint. This is actually my sister's thumbprint. My mom did this when we were all little. She took our thumbprint and she made a little bunny. Yeah, and so this is actually my sister's fingerprint, and I'm going to consider that a photo. So I have, what was that, 14? So I'm going to use all 14 of these photos, and I'm going to do a 2-page spread because it's a series of photos of my sister. Okay, and so then what else did I pull? Well, I just pulled a variety of supplies of something I wanted to play with, and I will be talking about that in 2019. We're going to have a series coming up about using supplies in a fun way. So hang on for that. I'm working on that now. Yes, among everything else. Okay, so what did I pull? Well, I'm challenging myself to pull out my die cut, one of my die cut books, and it's in this composition book. I'll have a video listed below. And because of the colors of these flowers, because you know I'm a floral girl, I thought, okay, I have pink, yellow, turquoise, which is about every collection nowadays. And so I thought of these Maggie Holmes die cuts, and so I am going to play with those. Okay, so that was so easy. Didn't even take 30 seconds. No, so that is one of my supplies. Okay, and I'll put that here. Hope I don't get a glare. I had to move on my lights again, and it seems like everything's giving me a glare. So then I thought, well, I want a pop of something. I saw this camera paper, and I thought, okay, I need a pop of black. So I pulled my black stickers and die cuts and chipboard in the black, and so I'm going to play with anything in this binder. Okay, so of course these are all flat items other than a chipboard, so I would need something else, and I pulled out a couple little things that honestly it was just laying around. Yes, laying around. It wasn't that hard to get to, and again, I have supplies in a variety of ways. And so of course I have some Maggie Holmes puffy stickers, again with the same turquoise, pink, and yellow, you know, easy. And then I have these puffy glasses. Do they call them puffy? Yes, they do. They're by Recollections, or puffy. And I'm using glasses because, of course, my sister wears glasses. And also, too, I consider her the smartest one in the family. So that's why I'm using glasses. And then I have just some stragglers of these enamel dots that was the same colors. And I just had this out with a Mary Poppins page. And I recently picked this up at a specialty shop. And this is Cherished Memories. How perfect is that? And you probably will have seen that in a giveaway video recently. And then I have this washi tube that I have left it as a collection. I have those same colors. Yes, the pink, the yellow, the turquoise, and the black. So I just thought, why not? It's there. That's from the Petals and Bloom Hobby Lobby. My favorite collection, bar none, from Hobby Lobby. Yes, and they still have that, so look into that. Okay, and then I had to pull out this crochet thread, which my sister called me and said that is the name, and I think it's called, what'd she say, not mesmerized, mesmerized? It's also something mesmerized cotton. I don't know, I should have looked that up, but yeah, that's the technical term. But she said crochet thread, crochet thread will work, but it's some kind of we're gonna call it memorizing. Some kind of special cotton. But I told her, I said, I guess as scrapbookers, we just call everything twine. So that is my supplies. Very, very simple. Didn't even take me 5 minutes. No, because, you know, I know where my supplies are. They're organized in a very quick manner. So that is the supplies I'm going to play with. And I will come back with a 2-page layout spread with a series of photos from my sister. I guess I could talk about that more for a minute. How will I handle these photos? Because I will tell you, I'm going to use every one of these photos. And so how many was that? 14? Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Every 14. And so, of course, some of these I will cut down, okay? Because I can cut that down, and I will not cut that down, yes. And that's when we were in college. Yes, we were roommates in college. And then I will cut some of these down. And isn't this a beautiful photo of my sister on her wedding day? Oh, she was a beautiful bride. Yes. And so I'm absolutely going to use all of them. Some I will matte and some I will not. And what I'm going to do is I will have leftover paper for matting. So I could use the back of that, because I know I'm not going to use this portion. I could use the back of that to matte. And yes, I can mix white and cream together. Or I can simply gut this and use this for matting. Or maybe I will matte in white and cream both. Why not? Hey, why not? Okay, so that is my quick beginning of this start to finish page. Absolutely excited, yes. Now, what will my title be? Well, I was thinking about that, and so I think what I'm going to do is that in my black color binder here, you know, of course I have my stickers, and then I go right into die cuts. Okay, look at all this choices. I will have so much fun playing with this. Absolutely. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at the camera. Getting excited. Oh my goodness. I will love this. So that's why I didn't pull a lot of stuff, because, and look how many I've used. Yes, yes. Okay. So what I did is I saw some of these big, oh, look at this camera. Yes. Okay. So I saw some of these chipboard in bigger titles, and I thought that is what I would do. I don't know if you can see all this. I think I'm absolutely going to use something in my chipboard in the black, as a title. And look at that camera, yes. Oh, see, and there's a book. I could use that because she's as smart as a whip. Yes, follow your dreams. Oh, that would be nice. Hello, that would be nice. It doesn't have to say sister to go with my story, okay? Because I can definitely talk about that in my journaling, or I can absolutely pull out a small alpha. But let's just see what we have for in the die cuts. Well, let's just start with the stickers. Why not? Hey, now there's an umbrella. I could use that in that Mary Poppins. Yes, okay. And that's one of those things that when you're working on a page, for years I would get stuck in that mentality. I had to have the perfect embellishment on the perfect page with the perfect photos. There's no such thing as perfect. You're always going to come across something you're like, well, I wish I would have used that. Well, it's okay. There'll be another layout down the road. Yeah, don't fuss about that. Because we have so many supplies, you absolutely cannot pick the perfect thing every single time. Yes. Okay, now what was I looking for? Oh, yes, something I could use as a big honking title because I want it to show up. And I will tell you, once I'm done filming here, I will love just sitting here, getting out some wax paper and pulling some of these items. Oh, yes, look at that drawing pencil. Yes, that would be nice. And look at all these girls. And she loves Victorian. She loves that decade. She loves the fashions from Victorian. Could add that. Yes, that would be fun. Okay. And so I'm looking for something that could serve as a title. Oh, now let's see. I had all kinds of umbrellas. But moving on. Okay. Oh, there's that camera now. Okay. Let's just stop. Get some wax paper. Because that is exactly what I'm going to use as part of a cluster base. That big camera. Yes. Love that. So, yes, I was still looking for a title on this layout. And so I guess I'm just starting to do some real-time scrapbooking. Yes, and chatting. And so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and I definitely could put in the year she was born. I could do that. Definitely. And you see I'm sitting here reading. I'm sorry. So I could definitely pick... Oh, yes. Oh, and then you know what else I could do? Okay, fantastic. That doesn't really do it. Oh, Memory Lane. Wouldn't that be fun? Because she actually lived, this is no joke, and I'm not lying, she used to live on a road called Memory Lane. Yes, and if I'm wrong, somebody smack me, but I know I'm not. I will double check with her, but I know she does. Or she did at one time. And it was actually, I don't know if it was called Memory Lane then, but it's called Memory Lane now. Yes. Okay. So let me just go through the die cuts and see what we could use for a title. Why not? Okay. The camera's still rolling. Having fun. Yes. Oh, family life. That would be fun. Let's just pull that. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I already have 3 things going there and I'm just talking. Okay. Okay. So let's go through this die cut. And this die cut here is just die cuts I kept together as collections. Okay. So let me just leaf through. I'll just keep that in there. And see if there's anything that would serve as a title. Because, oh, see, now these were all, any of these will fit. Love, love, the wonderful Chamel. We'll just keep on going, right? Why not? Let's see if we can find something that seems we could use as a title. And then I have to get back to making some Thanksgiving dinner. Yes. But right now I'm taking a break. Oh, yeah. Well, there we go. How about that? That says remember. Okay, that's a choice. I will stick my... I'll stick that in there. Okay. So that definitely, that acetate piece will definitely be an option. And that might be just what I decide to go with. And be done with it. Okay, and I'm just keep on flipping, and you see how fast I look? Because I'm on a mission. I'm looking for a title. I can't get sidetracked. Okay, so you're there. You're seeing a quick flip through of one of my die cut composition books, and this is just purely by collection. Okay, now if something else sticks out, we will definitely grab it on the fly, but okay, I'm looking for title. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Is that not from the 70s? Well, why not, folks? Where else am I going to use one of these buggies. And guess what? Oh my word, smack me. Look, in one of these photos, my sister is actually washing her car. Yes, okay, okay. Now I'm getting excited. Oh yes, dinner can wait. Okay. Luckily, I have a family that understands that when I get into creative mode, I'm in that creative zone. I'm like a pitcher on the baseball mound. Yes, I don't hear anything. I know, and I know some of you are laughing because some of you are the exact same way. Now, see that blessed? Wow. Yes. That would be really nice. Okay, where am I getting to? I'm getting to the end. Oh, I'm at the end. So you know what? Quick choices. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to do remember, because that's what it is. It's a series of events, a series of photos, all about my sister, and I remember all these times. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm definitely pulling this one that says love. Yes, I'm already here. Why not? Absolutely. And so those have the colors that I'm going for. Of course, this has flowers here on the left. Okay, now see these flowers here. Boy, I'm just talking. I'm sorry. You see these flowers here? And these are from Die Cuts with a View. And tell me that doesn't exactly match these Maggie Holmes. Yes. And so that matches exactly. But then that's a popular color combination. And so, yes, I'm definitely... Oh, there's a pink one that says love you. Okay, now I'm getting excited. Okay, I need to stop. So I will come back. After I'm done playing here, I will come back and I will have this start to finish. I will have it completed, and yes, and hopefully I will have Thanksgiving dinner preparations. I will have that all done. Okay, come back. Okay, I am back with my finished 2-page spread, and I love how it turned out. Not because of the paper, not because of the embellishments, because it's photos of my sister. Yes, what's not to love when you're doing your family? Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about the bare bones of this design, and I definitely did the band. And the bare bones is so simple. So very simple. And it doesn't look simple, and it's because we recorded the story. We didn't worry about the supplies. And so what that means is, if you look on the left, I have a band of paper here, which is the floral. I have a band of paper here, which is my numeric paper. And again, I have the numeric band here. And then on the right, I have a band of photos. And of course, these photos have a high gloss to them. They have a sheen, so I'm probably getting a little bit of a glare there, but that's okay. So if you look at my middle band, you see how I connected it. I'm trying to get this all in. It's hard to get a 12 by 24 format in filming, but my middle band is right here. Okay, and so all this is so simple. It is a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I divvied it up. And so about 7 inches here and 5 inches here, and I did nothing else to that 12 by 12 piece of paper other than cutting it at the 7 and the 5, and then I took it to the inseam, and I took it to the top, and I took it to the bottom. So that is just a 12 by 12 piece of paper, used that in its finest glory. Yes, that is a 12 by 12 piece of paper right there. And then also too, with my floral, I cut a little bit off the couple sides, and then it gave me like a little bit of a mat on the left. And the same way with my cameras, I cut a little bit off 2 sides, and then I flushed it in a little bit, and so it gave me an outside mat. And so you can tell that I purposely did that because I have 4 photo corners in 4 of the corners, and so that just brings in, if you can see that just brings that all into one spread. And so I wanted to show that whatever you do on the left, you do not have to do on the right. And a long time ago, when we did 2-page spreads, we did that. Whatever we did here, we did the exact copy over here, and that's totally fine. Simple and fun, but you don't have to. So if you notice over here, I have floral paper. Over here, I have camera paper, but I connected it with a numeric paper, and so that's how you can get away with that. And then also too, you notice I have 3 strips of washi here on the left, and on the right, I only did 1. So whatever you do on the left, you don't have to do on the right. You can absolutely mix and match and have fun. Okay, so let's talk about the title, because my title is Remember. I'm gonna move this in here a little bit. And so that is a piece of acetate. I got asked not so long ago, how do I adhere acetate? Because if you look at this, there's no staple. It's not tucked anything. So how did I get that to be adhered? And I simply used, of course, my Quick Dry, my tacky glue. And then what I did with that is that I flipped mine over. And this is where a FineLine applicator or a fine tip nozzle of your glue helps, because then you can absolutely go right along those lines of the design on the back, and that's where you apply your glue. Don't put it in the empty clear acetate piece. Put it where there is a printing, you know, a design. And so if you see on this word remember, wherever that black line was, that's where I'd put my adhesive. And this dries very clear. That's why I love this tacky glue. Can use it for so many different things. But when you're using a FineLine applicator, do not let this sit too long without putting the top back on, because it does get clogged. Okay, I've learned that so many times. But if it does get clogged, it's really no big deal. Unlike some other nozzles, like let's say glossy accents. Yes, boy, is that a pickle. Okay, so then if you notice, I have my 3 clusters here, here, and here, and they're mega clusters, meaning that my clusters, I have a variety of embellishments and they're all connected. So let's look at this one. You see where I have my camera, and absolutely all I did for that was cut it out of my remaining piece of paper that was in my kit. Okay, and so don't forget to do that when you have leftovers. Use these pieces for embellishments. Okay, and so I have my camera and my enamel dot and my gems and my puffy and my flag piece and another piece of camera and then a die cut and a sticker and so forth and so on. And if you notice that every one of these are connected except for one little lonely gem, and I did that just to complete a visual triangle. So it's connected, 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 connected. It's all connected. So when you're doing a cluster, and if you're not quite sure where to lay things, it's okay to overlap and it makes your cluster more cohesive if everything is connected and overlapped. So that's fun. And then on this one, I simply just repeated what I did: floral, and again enamel dots and a black gem, label, sticker, and down here a die cut, and again repeated the same elements I had over here as far as the color and the flowers. So you see my flowers make a visual triangle because I have them in 3 places, and so does my enamel dots, my gems, my black, and things like that. Okay, so now I want to say something about, we're using a lot more of these puffy epoxy elements on our pages, and I will tell you, even though they look really nice stuck on this sheet, they do not remain stuck on your pages, especially if you get into overlapping. And so I would say from here on out, whenever we're using puffy or epoxy, you might as well just assume that you're going to have to just put additional adhesive, because even though I have adhered these twice, they're still popping up a little bit, and that's even using this tacky glue twice on them. Okay, and so even this one, it wouldn't adhere too well. I had to put a piece of foam tape just to make it, you know, stuck on my page. Okay, and then also too with these cameras, this one is just flat on my page, this other one I put on foam tape. So whenever you cut items out and you're connecting things on your clusters, it's okay to put some on foam tape, some not foam tape. Make some things flat, some things bumpy. And again, these epoxy, these rubber puffy, yeah, they're not sticking. You might as well just use adhesive. Okay, so the papers that were in my kit were from Die Cuts with a View, and the collection is called Vintage Collector. Very, very fun collection. And also, too, I'm sure you can still get it if you look on Etsy or also to eBay, things like that. Sometimes you'll find older collections. And what is great about this collection is, because even though it was years past, some of you may have this. I think you found it at Joann's. Is that because of the color scheme, it pairs very well with collections we have now that are current because of this turquoise, pink, yellow, and of course black. So that is what that's what I had in my page kit. So the leftovers, these will simply go in my scrap folder. These I will throw away. And these I'm actually going to sit down and cut these because I have some Disney pages coming up, and it's going to go well with what I'm thinking I may use for. So that is what I'm going to do with my leftovers. Now let's talk about these photos here, because I'm going to show you a little sneak peek into something we're coming up into 2019 about our photo series, because I had 13 photos and 1 memorabilia. Okay, so of course with these 13 photos, as I was sitting down and working on this page, and I'm hoping not to get too much glare, I thought I was going to talk about my sister and I's childhood and things like that. Well, then another story appeared as you're doing a layout. So what did I do? I simply wrote it down, and then I thought, okay, I'll go forward with that later on down the road. And so then I thought what I would do with this layout is that I would ask my sister a series of questions, you know, kind of like an interview. And so I asked her things like, what was your best accomplishment? Who were your friends in high school? Your favorite toy growing up? You know, what did you like about high school? What did you think about your career choice? What was your favorite stuffed animal? Those type of questions. And so I simply just typed what her responses were. And so, as I said, I got 13 photos on here, 1 memorabilia, and then the addition of 8 memories for my sister and for me, because when she said one of these things about her favorite stuffed animal, I was like, oh my goodness, I remember that. So not only is this a 2-page spread, it's a series of photos about my sister, and of course there's a lot on there, but then there's also 8 stories on here as far as the journey. And then if you look at the photos, and this is what happens when you have a series of photos on a spread, is that it conjures up other memories and stories that you didn't even think about. And that happened to me as I was creating this page, and so I wrote down the idea to do this other story. So the reason I'm bringing this up, because I got asked this question a couple times on some of my start to finish videos, is how do I have access to my photos so quickly? Because honestly, this took me a minute to get to, and I'm talking these 13 photos and this memorabilia, which was along with the photos. So I wanted to give a quick peek into that if you want to hang on a few more minutes and see how it did that. And so let me put this to the side for a minute. And so I have a photo box here, and so this is how I have some of my photos, and we'll talk more about this in our photo series coming up in 2019, and we'll be talking about photos throughout the whole year. Is that in this photo box is this is my childhood, meaning that I have a tabbed dividers in here. And what are my tab dividers? My tab dividers are just a 4x6 index card, recipe card, whatever you want to call them, note cards, and then I just made my own little tab, okay? It's the cheapest way to do it, okay? And then you could even use some scraps, but I just find these are quick to pick up at the Walmart, that type of thing. And then I have me growing up, and then I have me in high school, me in college, my reunions, and then I have just a very, very few heritage photos. And then I go into my family, meaning my mom and my dad and my siblings. And so that is how I got to these photos of my sister so quickly, is because I have a tab of just photos of my sister, and then each one of my brothers, and then my mom and my dad. And then if I have some of us that are grouped together, I have this simply marked family. Okay, and that is where I have my group families. Photos of my families. Let me say that again. Photos where we're together as a group in the family. But where I have individual pictures of my mom, say when she was growing up, and it doesn't matter if they're heritage or not, these are just about my mom. And so I have a separate group just for my mom, and a separate, let me see, some of my dads, I don't know, my dad, okay? So that is how I can quickly access photos. And so this is photos from when I have photos I have been given. This has been photos that I've taken myself. This is photos that are from leftover other pages. That is how I keep my family, my siblings, my mom and dad, and then me growing up. I keep that just in one photo box, okay? And so then if you see, I have this labeled number 4, and I'll talk about that in our photo series coming up, how I even go to my number 4 box so quickly. But that is how I access photos. So when you're thinking of photo organization, and again, we'll be talking about that, and also too, Tiffany Spaulding recently had an organizing challenge up and about photos, so I will link that below, because you know how she is so awesome. So she gives a lot of good ideas. So we'll be talking about that in 2019, but that is how I reached those so quickly. I just came to a box number 4, and I'll talk about that more later. And then I just went, and I have these covered up, but each one of these have one of my siblings' names, and I just went to her category and I just picked a group of photos, okay? And we'll talk about that more, but this is a good thing to do when you have leftover photos. You put them in someone's section. Or say if you have families just of, you go to a certain beach or you go to a certain vacation spot and you have leftovers, make a tab section for them, and that's how you have photos at hand when you want to tell stories. And again, I want to give a little sneak peek into that, and we'll be talking about that in length in 2019. Absolutely. Okay, so that is my start to finish. I want to move my photo box here because I don't want that to upset. And so that is my start to finish, my 2-page spread. Didn't really plan this, but I wanted to play and create. And I used a load prompt. So very happy with this. Okay, I hope to do this for every one of my siblings, for when we were growing up. And then also too, coming up in a couple days, we're going to talk about the band design. No, we talked about the band. In upcoming, we're in our go-to design, we're going to be talking about the block design. Yes, the block. And so that is what will be happening in a couple days, so come back for that. And then I think that's all. I hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving. Yes, we had a wonderful time here, and I'm going to be doing a Thanksgiving spread here soon because I want to do that. I'm only going to have a 2-page spread for our entire Thanksgiving holiday, but it's something different. My family did something different this year, so I'll be sharing that in a couple weeks too. So we have a lot coming up in December here at RTS. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you won't miss a thing. No. So that's all I have for today. Hope this didn't get too much talking. You know me. I talk and I talk. Okay. But come back to RTS because you never know what we're going to learn. Bye.